In a world saturated with superheroes and larger-than-life characters, one might assume that the only way to create something iconic is through a multi-million-dollar marketing campaign backed by a team of lawyers. Characters like Spider-Man and Batman are carefully controlled, their stories meticulously crafted and guarded by corporations with all the enthusiasm of a dragon sitting on a pile of gold. Yet, in 2002, a character emerged who broke all these conventions, one who was not owned, not controlled, and not limited by the boundaries of a single storyline or universe. This character is Jenny Everywhere, the world's first and only open source superhero, and she's here to challenge everything you thought you know about intellectual property and creative freedom. By existing freely in the public domain, she represents a radical departure from the traditional ways characters are created, shared and loved. Jenny Everywhere came into existence in 2002, during a time when the internet was rapidly expanding as a platform for creative expression, by which I mean all you needed to be considered a comedic genius was the ability to type the word Rafflecopter. Stephen Wintle, a Canadian artist, conceived the idea of creating a character who could be used by anyone, anywhere, without the usual legal entanglements that come with character creation. It was a radical idea, like deciding to bake a cake and inviting the entire neighbourhood to add their own ingredients. Jenny was designed to be simple yet distinctive. A young woman with a scarf, goggles and a sense of adventure, her design was intentionally left vague, allowing other creators to reimagine her appearance as they saw fit. But the real genius of Jenny Everywhere lies in her multiversal nature. She's a character who exists in every possible reality simultaneously. This means that any version of Jenny you encounter is just as valid as any other. She can be a space explorer in one story and a high school student in another without any need to reconcile the differences. To understand why Jenny Everywhere is so unique, it's important to grasp the idea of open source creativity. Open source originally comes from the world of software, where developers share their code with the world, allowing anyone to modify, improve or build upon it. Basically apply the madcap creative spirit of those people who decided to mod Skyrim by turning every single dragon into Macho Man Randy Savage or Thomas the Tank Engine, and apply that to an entire fictional universe. Jenny Everywhere was placed in the public domain, meaning she belongs to everyone and no one, but mainly everyone. Anyone can use her in their stories, comics or films without asking for permission or paying royalties. The only guideline is that the creators acknowledge her as an open source character and, in the spirit of sharing, encourage others to do the same. This approach is the polar opposite of how most characters are treated in the entertainment industry. Traditional characters are intellectual property, tightly guarded by their owners who control how they are portrayed and who gets to use them. With Jenny Everywhere, the doors are wide open. She's a character for the people, by the people, and most importantly, of the people. Since her creation, Jenny Everywhere has appeared in a variety of media, each version as different as the next. Her multiversal nature means that she can fit into any genre, any style, and any storyline. She's been a superhero, a detective, a sci-fi adventurer, and an everyday woman navigating the challenges of life. The only limit to where Jenny can go is the imagination of the creator using her. This flexibility makes Jenny Everywhere a favourite in fan fiction and independent comics. She's an invitation to play, to explore different narratives, and to experiment with storytelling in a way that more established characters might not allow. She's also become a symbol of creative freedom, embodying the idea that anyone can contribute to her story, and that everyone's contribution is valid. This leads to one of the most unique aspects of Jenny's existence, the fact that there's no definitive version of her. Unlike traditional characters who are often confined by a strict canon that will never ever be broken or I will literally freak out! Jenny's story is whatever the current storyteller wants it to be. This has led to a diverse range of interpretations, from whimsical and light-hearted to dark and introspective. Each version of Jenny adds to the rich tapestry of her character, making her a living, evolving creation. But not in the same way as whatever the hell I have growing in my fridge. Despite all her strengths, Jenny Everywhere faces challenges. One of the primary difficulties is visibility. While she has a dedicated following with certain communities, she remains relatively unknown to the broader public. This lack of recognition is partly due to the decentralized nature of her existence. Without a single entity promoting her, Jenny's stories are scattered across various platforms, often reaching only niche audiences. Furthermore, the very openness that defines Jenny Everywhere can also be a double-edged sword. The lack of control over how the character is used means that there is always the potential for her to be appropriated in ways that don't align with the spirit of her creation. However, this risk is mitigated by the strong sense of community around Jenny, where creators and fans alike work together to maintain the character's ethos. Jenny Everywhere is a character unlike any other, an open source creation that challenges the very foundations of how we think about characters and storytelling. Her existence is a testament to the power of collaboration and the potential for a more inclusive, democratized approach to creativity. While she may not have the same level of recognition as some of the more highly controlled counterparts, Jenny Everywhere's impact on the world of comics and beyond is undeniable. In a world where everything seems to be owned, licensed and controlled, Jenny Everywhere offers a refreshing alternative. She's a reminder that creativity can thrive without boundaries and that the best stories are often the ones that anyone can tell. As technology continues to evolve and new forms of storytelling emerge, Jenny Everywhere stands as a beacon of what's possible when we let go of control and embrace the infinite potential of shared creativity. Now, if you like this video, then why not check out this one about just how many versions of the Ninth Doctor there have been. Hint, it's a lot more than 5.